We're ready, Judge.
Okay. Good morning, it's 9 o'clock, January the 22nd, 2024, and our regular Commissioners Court meeting is now in session. First item on the agenda is roll call by our County Clerk, Mary Jane Rodriguez. Celica Rodriguez. Good morning.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners.
Good morning.
Judge Redlow.
Present.
Commissioner Mendoza.
Present.
Commissioner Morales.
Present.
Commissioner Solis.
Present.
And Commissioner Garza.
Present.
Judge, we have a quorum.
Good. I think we took care of our audio, video difficulties. I think we were on, we had, they got the opportunity to reset our system, and I hope it's working. I did get some comments of that it wasn't working last meeting, so hopefully we can take care of that problem. Next item is our invocation by Dr. Roger Miller, Commissioners Court Chaplain. Dr. Miller, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. If you bow your heads with me this morning as we begin. Our Father, Creator of all, we join this day in this place to participate in a freedom which you have established. We're thankful that we are a people who enjoy the many freedoms provided by your hand and that are continually secured by the people of this nation which have served to protect them. So today we especially thank you for the freedom to govern ourselves, but we also understand that that freedom without responsibility is chaos. So help us, Father, today look to you for divine guidance in all the matters which our leaders will face today. Provide them with the peace and the clarity which comes from understanding that you are the source of all that is needed to lead this community. Provide them with the strength and the commitment to stand firm in the decisions of this day. Provide them with the compassion and the patience which comes through a true understanding of our humanity. And Father, grant them that what is accomplished on this day is by your hand. In Jesus Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item number 4, communications. Commissioners, anything going on? We had a little rain last night, or day before, I guess.
Last night and this morning.
Yes.
We also attended the South Texas Community Summit at the Capitol in Austin. The sessions were very informative, and it was a beautiful place to be at. So it was my first time, so it was quite an experience to be out there.
Thank you for attending, Commissioners. I know
Yes.
it's taking time out of your work and stuff, but I appreciate y'all
Thank you.
attending. I think Commissioner Morales and Commissioner Garza, thank you for attending. I think it's very important that we follow up with these meetings, and appreciate y'all taking the time to be there.
Thank you. And it was a beautiful place, lots of history in one building.
So was this for just South Texas or the entire state?
It was just for
South
South Texas region. So we had the commissioners from Jim Hogg, from Freer,
Duval.
So we had quite a big group. So it was pretty good, pretty interesting.
Very good. I think Austin's always a nice place to visit.
Yes, it is.
Yes, definitely.
It's a busy traffic there, but we hit a whole bunch of rush hour on our way over there. But it was good over and all.
Well, thank you. Any other communications?
Just that something up Flores Park is coming along. It's looking very nice. So hopefully we're here within the next.
Just in time for spring, right? We
Yes.
might have it ready, operational. Well, I think the engineer has an update on that, and so we'll see where we're at. But yes, I drove by there and it's looking really nice. Yes.
We also had some cold temperatures, as everybody was aware. TxDOT was contacted by the court. They did come. They did spray their chemicals on our bridges. Thankfully, we didn't have any moisture, so we didn't get any ice on our bridge. Especially that Tuesday morning.
Yes.
So it was a good thing, though. But the court was ready, and we'll keep you posted on anything that's to come. As far as our warming centers and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think I did, of course, Danny, fire chief, did set up the warming center. I don't think we had any folks show up during that night?
No, Judge. No, we did have it available, the Zapata one, and Commissioner Morales also let us know that the San Ignacio would be available. They had it ready.
Yeah.
But nobody showed up, nobody called.
Well, that's good that everybody was feeling comfortable in their homes.
Yeah, but the county was ready in case it need be that somebody seeks shelter.
That's good.
We want to thank you, Chief Arriaga, for always being ready and prepared for emergencies like this. Thank you.
I don't know, there's been talk around town, and I think, as far as, of course, for the last 2 years, we've had the Texas military, Texas National Guard here, helping us out with border security, and I think we've all grown accustomed to them being there and being part of our community. It looks like, I think the majority of the force that was, might be deployed elsewhere, and that Camp Kelly might be coming down the next month. Hopefully, it won't. I think we've all grown to I think, enjoy the services and security they provide to our community. But I was informed that there is a good possibility that this coming month, Camp Kelly may be,
Leaving.
Well, I mean, it's a sad situation. You know, like you said, we all got accustomed, more boots in the ground to assist our law enforcement officers, our first responders, to assist the sheriff's office and our border patrol and DPS, but hopefully things can change, but,
And of course, the economic impact to our local economy as well. They made a significant impact. They shop at our stores, eat at our restaurants and all that, so.
yeah, certainly we will miss that.
Is there anything we can do, Judge?
Well, I did write a letter to the governor and of course copied our senator and our Texas representative, Ryan Deanne, just thanking the governor for his efforts in providing border security and the need for those type of services that will be still dependent on here in Zapata County, and we're hopeful that maybe they can keep even a small contingent of the Texas military here and not completely close down the camp. So I do have a letter that the public would like to see that was sent to the governor, and hopefully he can keep them here with us a while longer.
Yeah, we need security here.
Yeah.
We had that, the blimp also from Border Patrol, and then it got removed.
Yes.
That was a big help again as well.
All of that helps, so, and of course, we thank them. Operation Lone Star has been very helpful to our sheriff department and to all the law enforcement agencies here, so I thank them for including Zapata County in Operation Lone Star, and we hope we can continue participating in that
Right.
effort. We'll move on. Any other communications? Move on to public comment. This section provides the public the opportunity to address the Commissioners Court on any item on the agenda. Any members of the public wish to address the court at this time? If not, we'll move on to item number 6, approval of invoices. The packets, we had invoices from 1/5/2024 to 1/18/2024. For a total of $489,728.28.
Motion to approve as presented.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Mendoza. I do have one invoice, and it's an invoice for $2,630 made out to, and 96 cents made out to Auto Alarm of Laredo. This was part of the OLS, and it was to retrofit a Tahoe with an alarm system. That alarm system was never installed, and it was canceled. So, there was a restocking fee, that, the county approved, back in November for $350, but, there's no need to pay $2,630.96. So we need to, omit that one, cancel that one from the employees.
What was the amount, Judge?
$2,630.96 to Auto Alarm of Laredo. And that was for an alarm system for a Tahoe that, was never installed. It was canceled, so it's on page 5, $2,630.96. I just noticed that, going through the invoices, and so this morning I confirmed with Roxy that that was actually not installed, and we had actually canceled that order back in November.
Celica, I'll modify my motion for the approved amount will be $487,097.32. Omitting that invoice.
Would we have to add the fee of the 300?
No, that was paid in November.
Okay.
But, and I see Joe here, so there's about $100,000 worth of invoices, 93,000 for retrofit of vehicles. Did we think, has that been installed?
No, sir.
No?
No, we have to move those, is that the one? I don't know exactly what you're talking about.
Well, these are invoices to be paid.
Yeah, I did some, I got together with Roxy on some to do, some reimbursements. On some of them, they're not completed, but we did the invoices, they're not completed.
So we'll be waiting for the reimbursement before we install them, which is fine. I
Yeah.
think.
Well, they're installing them right now. My understanding is they're installing them right now. We're gonna have the checks and we're gonna get the reimbursement, but we haven't gotten it yet, so we are holding
Yeah,
on to
well,
the checks.
the reimbursements have been held up because the documentation hasn't been provided to the state from the sheriff's department. So we need to make sure that we get those invoices in a timely basis so we can submit for reimbursement. We've got more than $500,000 being held up for reimbursement, and it's mainly due, we don't have, the accompanying documentation to make sure that they'll pay us, reimburse us. So right now, we have spent $500,000 that are outstanding, and I don't wanna spend any more money until we get that money back. So if they're being installed, the vendor's gonna have to wait till we get the reimbursement back.
Correct.
Or see how we can pay for it. Cause it's about another $100,000 that we don't have.
Right.
So I'll approve them with, we got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item number 7, approval of checks issued. And we have checks from 1/5/2024 through 1/18/2024.
The amount will be the same, Judge, $487,097.32.
Motion by Commissioner Mendoza, second by Commissioner Solis. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item we move on to report and presentation. We have, item number 8 is the Texas A&M Agri-Life Extension 2023 year in review presentation by our Agri-Life President, Mr. Jesse Rodriguez. Jesse, good morning.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Jesse.
Like Commissioner Mendoza said, back here again.
Yeah, it seems like we just covered last year's, it's flying by.
You'll notice on what I'm handing out is that, the year goes from January to August. Our reporting system, cycle changed. We used to go from, on the calendar year, and now we're switched to the fiscal year. State fiscal years from September 1 to August 1. So
Okay.
the 2023 year review will be from January 1st of 23 to August 31st of 2023. So next year we'll probably move this year in review to sometime in October after our reporting cycle ends. So just once again, just wanted to thank the court for all your support, for supporting our program and our office. Our youth development program 4-H has grown a lot in the last few years. We've added several projects and we're really excited about where that's going. Community's been very supportive of what we're trying to do. And so we're moving right along with that. So I also wanted to present Commissioner Garza with his certificate of participation for the Commissioners Conference.
Thank you.
If you all have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. Sammy couldn't be here with us today, and Cynthia, our BLT agent that we share with Webb County, had Commissioners Court in Laredo, so she was over there too.
That's all right, Jesse. We
They
know
also
y'all
share
stay
their,
very busy.
Yes. Yeah, they also wanted me to thank the court on their behalf.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Well,
Jesse. We
Commissioner,
appreciate
you
it.
take a picture with Jesse?
Yeah.
We can do one by yourself, we'll take a picture, all of us are good. You want all of us included, Jesse, or just?
Yeah.
Yes, please. Okay. What do you guys, two?
Thank you.
You want to, sir? Here? You? And do you receive continuing education hours?
Yeah, 6 hours.
Yeah, it's a good conference, just over there in Laredo, get 6 hours. We'll move on to item number 9, is presentation of funds received from auctions conducted December 14, 2023.
Morning, Chief.
Good morning, Commissioners, Judge.
Morning.
So this past, over these past couple of weeks, we received, some revenue from an auction. That we had, actually 2 auctions, one of them, totaled $3,042.90, and the second came in a check for $1,000, $602.90, for a total of $4,645.80. Asset forfeiture, this was, seized equipment smaller from some other, forfeited items. This was like smaller equipment that we had there.
Okay.
Is that with the CM auctions?
CM options,
I
yes.
saw all the radios and stuff like that.
Yes.
Chief, what was the first amount you presented?
3,042.90, and the second check, 1,602.90.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
Thank you, sir. We'll move on to the action items. We'll deliberate, consider action. Item number 10 is to approve reimbursement to Jorge Flores in the amount of $1,182.99 for expenses made on behalf of Everyone's Golf Course. Commissioners, I included this item. Of course, Mr. Flores is helping operate the golf course along with Mr. Pina. And as you can see, most of these invoices were, I think, in the summer and August, some in December, October. And basically, we did not have accounts with some of these vendors for the county to purchase directly from or get a PO. So these were mainly sprinkler items. We were trying to get the sprinkler systems up in operation for the entire golf course. So we did make these purchases. He did call me on these during these times and say, look, can I buy them? And then as for reimbursement, I just want to get these golf course items in operation. So I did get him approval to buy them. He did buy mainly sprinkler nozzles. Then he bought a lawn roller, and so they totaled about $1,000. And I felt we had to bring it before the court to get it approved.
Motion to approve.
I'll second the motion to
Motion,
approve,
but we now have accounts, the golf course has accounts with these vendors, so we don't have to do this
That's what I was
anymore.
gonna tell you, all they have to do is get the number 9.
Yes.
And they can-
Yeah, but we do have accounts now that we allow us to, from the 2 vendors that we deal with the most, so now the county can purchase those directly.
It's gonna be $1,182.99.
Motion by Commissioner Mendoza, second by Commissioner Solis. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item number 11 is to award engineering services for the fiscal year 2023 flood mitigation assistance grant program. Commissioner Gatsa brought this forward, Commissioners, as part of a grant application that I guess will be accepted. Application will be accepted sometime in February, late February. So we did go out and for services. We had one engineering firm submit an application for those services, and that was Premier Engineering.
Motion to approve.
A motion by Commissioner Morales to award the engineering services for Premier Engineering, seconded by Commissioner Mendoza. Any other discussion? Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez, for being here. And this will involve an application to see if we can get funding mainly for the flood-prone areas, which is Medina Addition and other areas in the county.
That's correct, Judge. We're looking at, the areas where we have the new park, there's a culvert there, that culvert starts draining southward, and it goes between 19th and 20th Street. There's one on 7th Street, and there's one on 4th Street, that starts on 4th, and it works its way down to 5th Street by Highway 16.
Yeah.
So those are the main areas right now, and we'll look at other areas within the county, to see that we know are problematic, and we can pick up.
I mean, there's significant, federal government has set significant funding for these grants up to, so there's a possibility, Commissioner, that we can get funding for those.
Hopefully we can grab a little piece of the pie so we can get the ball rolling.
Very good. So, got a motion and a second, motion Commissioner Morales, seconded by Commissioner Mendoza. All those in favor say aye.
You can approach it.
Yes.
You can.
Who's gonna be the grant administrator for the county? Is it GrantWorks that you have on board, or do you have somebody else for this particular project? Or do you have
GrantWorks,
Ms. Dresser, or who do you have?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Good question. We'll have to look into that. It might be grant work, but we
Just
do
so I-
not have one.
Yeah, okay, just so I can submit whatever, maps, estimates that we prepare, we submit it to any agency that's working with the county, and then that way we'll work together with them to make sure that the application gets through and okay the process.
Let me look into that. Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Morning, Mr. Filo.
Morning, Judge, Commissioners.
Morning.
Yeah, well, item number 12 is to consider the purchase of a Greenmaster 3150/Q to the Los Angeles Golf Course. Commissioners, a few meetings ago, we talked about the need for a new green board. We talked, should we buy a used one or a new one, and we tabled it. The new one, the price came in at $46,000 or let's see what it is.
45,867.
Yeah, and, you know, initially, we had budgeted 30,000, for capital outlay in the golf course. That has gone significantly down since the year began, so I talked to Mr. Flores this morning and said, look, cause I think in the purchase, they would allow us to maybe give almost half down, 40% down, the $20,000 down payment, and then give the next one the following budget year. We don't have the 20,000 in our capital outlay budget for the golf course, so I told him, let's keep that machine running, for this year, and hopefully we can budget the entire amount and purchase one in next October, and so I think that'd be the way to go, and not spend money that we don't have, budget for it. So we'll,
Motion to table, Judge.
motion to table by Commissioner Mendoza, seconded by Commissioner Solis. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion tabled. So we do have money to repair if need be. Item number 13 is to approve the travel mileage reimbursement. It went up to 67 cents a mile. Where were we at before? 55?
Motion to approve, Judge.
Motion by Commissioner Mendoza, seconded by Commissioner Morales. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
So it'll be 67 cents a mile for reimbursement. Item number 14 is to approve payment of invoices to purchase materials for site preparation and rehabilitation of the Rio Grande Overlook at Arroyo San Francisco. Reimbursement will come from awarded National Park Service grant.
Motion
Commissioner
to
Morales.
approve.
On this one, guys, we're just gonna go ahead, if it's approved, we're gonna move forward so we can purchase all for the beautification. We're gonna get it out of my account, and then once we get the grant, we'll just get.
Reimburse it.
What is the total, Commissioner?
He doesn't have a total yet, or you do?
There is an estimate.
The total for the whole project is there,
Is 40
but we're
something.
looking at about 15,000.
15?
15, yeah, so we can get the trees, everything that we need for the landscape.
My motion stands, Judge.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Mendoza, second, who seconded? Solis.
Which one's the Rio Grande Overlook, Judge?
That's what, Corralitos?
Yeah, right in front, before you get to Corralitos.
Okay.
So I guess the William Pierce Foundation.
Right.
Worked on
That's the one that was presented about a year
Correct.
ago?
Yes.
Couple of years.
Okay.
So it's a $50,000 grant. It's been difficult to see who the funding agency will be and how the reimbursement, but we're working on it. But the commission said, you know what, let me start on it.
And now's the time to plan.
Yeah.
Everything that we
And if
It's
not.
a good little project, it was gonna make that.
Yeah, and we have an agreement with, TechStop.
That will
So
maintain it, right?
We're gonna help them maintain that area.
So it'll be 2 invoices for 17,200.
Well, I think
No,
those
that's
will
the
come
total
later.
amount,
Yeah.
the one on top, that's gonna be from TechStop, so the 36,000, that's not coming from the county.
Right,
It's just
so you're
difference.
basically buying fabric material,
Materials
granite.
and all that,
and
it's about
gravel.
14,000.
Yeah.
I rounded it up to 14,000.
Okay. Got a motion and a second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item number 15 is to approve provision of $500,000 in intergovernmental transfer, IGT, for Laredo Medical Center for, UCDY 13 advanced IGT due on February the 2nd. This is, of course, our 8% indigent that the county sets aside for indigent health care every year. The court for many years has decided to provide these services to the indigent, but alongside provide a clinic for the rest of the community. And these 500,000 will be matched at $1.50. Is it still $1.50?
I think it was like $1.90 now or something.
$1.90. So LMG gets enough monies to operate that clinic 12 hours. Of course, we've been trying to get them to go for a 24-hour clinic. They say that the volume of patients and the funds necessary to do that is not feasible for the last few years. I think when the county had a lot of mineral production and mineral tax revenue coming in, the county would provide, I think, an additional $2 million to operate that 24-hour clinic. But it's, of course, we all know how the natural gas production in our county has been the last few years. So the 8% generates a little over $500,000 instead of the $2 million. We send that to the state, which then is matched by 1115 waiver. I guess it still exists.
Yes.
I mean, they were gonna do away with it many years ago, but those matching funds still occur. Is it an ideal situation? I think we all know that level of service could be improved. I know I get comments about why the county can't improve the services there, and I think for the amount of money that we're contributing, I think we're providing the care for our indigent, which the state obligates us to, and we're adding an additional service to the rest of the community. I mean, certainly we all would like a hospital and a 24-hour clinic and then those things that maybe we need to plan and see how the county can afford that in the future, but it will take a lot of tax dollars to make that a reality. So that's where we're at right now.
I'll make a motion to approve the provision, Judge, for the 500,000.
Motion by Commissioner Morales, Commissioner Mendoza, seconded by Commissioner Morales. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item number 16, to approve pay increase for Sergio Cavazos.
It's, it's a correction.
Okay, so to approve pay increase for Sergio Gutierrez from $10.98 to $12 an hour, slot 22. Mr. Gutierrez has met all educational TCEQ requirements and has achieved a operator class D license. Funds to come from 080-600-4110 license stipend.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner, I heard you at the same time.
Mendoza.
Solis, seconded by Mendoza. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item number 17. To participate in the annual TAC cybersecurity training course as mandated by the Texas Government Code 2054-5191 and allow the HR director and IT technician to be administrators for training.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Morning, Ms. Nelly. Motion by Commissioner Solis, second by Commissioner Mendoza. I know this is required now.
Yes, this is a yearly training that we do have to comply with. It is mandated by the Texas Department of Information Resources. So, they did open it up a little bit earlier this year. So we are gonna start the process and submitting the application and everything. The only thing that did change this year is TAC is now going to be, giving us an annual fee of $5 per user. So however many, users we have in the county, we will be,
Getting a check.
we have to pay.
Oh, pay.
Pay.
We have to pay for each,
For the training.
Would this be for every employee or just office personnel employees?
It's, everyone who has access to a county computer, they are obligated to take
Take
this
the
training.
course.
Yeah. And it's elected officials, appointed officials, and all employees.
Good.
Very well.
We've been doing it the past few years, so.
Yes.
Very well. Okay, so how much is that $5 fee add up to?
I'm not sure.
A guesstimate, we got 200 and some employees.
Well, out of the maybe 260 employees, you reduce like the.
Maybe $10,000, 200 employees maybe.
You may be looking at maybe 150.
At 150.
It's $5 per user?
$750.
Okay.
At $5.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so if you do the 200, it's 1,000.
1,000, okay.
Be good. Thank you, Nelly.
Got a motion and second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item number 18 is to approve payment for concrete slab work done at Zapata County Airport. Ramp funds to be utilized.
Yeah, it's, good morning, Judge, Commissioners. It's not a payment, it's for a project, another project that we're doing behind the fuel farm, slab that's been barely constructed.
Yeah.
There was a pre-existing one, but they demolished it, so now we wanna put another slab there because it's gonna be the runoff, just in case, hopefully not, right, there's a fuel,
Leak or anything.
leak or anything like that, so, and it's also a runoff, Judge, for AARC, that's our environmental, where we get a.
So they're recommending
sample
that
of water.
we.
Yes, that we, concrete that area right there.
And what's the estimate on it?
1,500?
Yes, because we did also judge on the previous, and it's a 90-10 grant, on the second, covered, parking, we need a ramp, so that's gonna be included there as well, on those 10,000.
Who's the,
Tomas
vendor?
Chop.
So what was the amount, sir?
10,500. Yes.
Motion to approve, Judge.
Okay, motion by Commissioner
This is to
Solis.
get the project started, correct?
That's correct.
Yes, and it's gonna be paid through the ramp
5,000
funding.
for material, yes, it's gonna be from,
90-10.
from the ramp, Judge.
Motion, I'll second the motion.
Motion is by Commissioner Solis, seconded by Commissioner Mendoza. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item
Thank you.
number, thank you, Mr. Lopez. You know, the work that's being done already or has been done is really good.
Yes, Judge, it's coming along, a lot of improvements have been.
When do the
made.
tanks come in?
Oh, on February 6th.
Wow.
They're gonna be delivered, and then all they're gonna be pending is the, electrical work, and I believe they said by February 26th or the 28th, they should all be completed, and then we just.
So as far as invoices, I haven't seen big invoices coming in from that project.
We're going through, well, I have been submitting them, Judge.
Yeah.
But we submit them, and then we've been getting reimbursed from Texas.
Okay, good,
So
yeah.
we're submitting all the reimbursements and everything.
Yeah, cause it's 700 and some thousand.
Yes, but it's coming along. They haven't submitted too many invoices, so what they have been, we've been.
We've gotten reimbursed.
Yes, sir.
We're good, stay on that.
Of course,
Appreciate
no, definitely.
Okay.
We've been doing that.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 19 is to approve purchase of a bullet-resistant body armor from Galls for the amount of $147,267.50 from Rifle-Resistant Body Armor Grant Program fiscal year 2024. Morning, Joe.
Good morning.
Morning.
So this one is, we submitted 3 different quotes. The most expensive one was from Gauss, but there's, we would rather buy from them because of the quality of the equipment they sell. The last one that we bought from are less expensive. They're not even 6 months old, and they're already warped up and tearing apart.
You get what you pay for.
Yes, so from the 3, we would rather go with Gauss.
Oh, yeah, I did see the other ones. The other ones were around 90,000 and one for 55, but the quality just isn't there.
Yes, it's not there.
Chief, and this is a grant paid 100% or?
100%. This is 100%. We received a grant for 150,000 for the fiscal year of 2024. So we want to take advantage of it. There's a resolution at the end, also in this commissioner's court to make that purchase. But we
Motion to
So
approve.
did they forward the monies or do we have to?
no, not yet. This is barely the process. We need to show the. I need to submit a PO. We haven't submitted a PO or anything, but we need to submit for reimbursement, just like you're asking
Okay,
us to do.
that's fine.
Motion to approve this.
Motion by Commissioner Mendoza, seconded by Commissioner Morales. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 20 is to approve project completion report for the Texas Department of Health, TDHCA. What's the acronym for that? Does everybody know?
Texas Department of something.
Isn't it the CARES, part of the CARES Act?
Okay, it's the CARES Act? I'm not sure. Yeah, I know the funding agency, I think it was CARES money, I think it was. So anyway, TDHCA ambulance contract and approved Esser and Company Consultant LLC invoice number 2 and final. So we have the ambulances, so we're approving, I guess, the final closeout of that grant today.
Motion to approve this.
And in that, it does include, Mr. Esser's, invoice, which, is $12,956.96 for Esser and Company Consulting.
Second motion.
Motion
motion by Commissioner Mendoza, seconded by Commissioner Solis. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item, number 21 is to approve certificate of construction completion for Zapata County CDD 21-0307 Cardinal and Crane Street improvements with invoice from Esser and Company, and of course, this project has also, been included. And the final payment is, for $64,316.19.
Motion to approve.
And does include his invoice of, $14,000, for his consulting
I'll
services.
second the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Mendoza, seconded by Commissioner Solis. Any other discussion? And so this project is also complete and, good improvements. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
So Gonzalez will be sweeping Cardinal Lane this week. I know we've been getting, complaints about that, but we'll go ahead and sweep it up just to make sure we keep that road, nice and clean and.
Yes, Commissioner, I was gonna mention if we could do that on Cardinal, Crane, Pelican, and Raven. I did go, because county currently is working on another project, will be coming up in a minute, but
Yeah.
when I went last week, with the rains, we get a little bit of gravel on the asphalt, and so if we can do, sweeping that,
We have it scheduled for this week.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Item number 22 is to review status of the Miraflores Park improvements. That's coming along real nice,
Yes,
Gonzalez.
it's going real nice. The, I have the invoice here for the contractor, and, we did put in, already the gazebos, water lines have been installed, the connections, the,
Is that gonna have 2-inch water lines, or it's gonna have?
it has a 2-inch water line. Now, the services to the gazebos is just a
Yeah,
3/4 inch
3/4
service,
inch.
but the actual, to
Main
the
supply.
park, it's a 2-inch tap that they did, and they
Okay.
put in a 2-inch meter, so that we could have, enough pressure and volume for the sprinkler system, so.
Sprinkler system,
What's that?
the sprinkler system is not part of it, right?
No, the sprinkler system's not part of this project. We did get, $150,000 for this project, and the items that were included was the mobilization, multipurpose, field. We're just gonna seed it with Bermuda grass, and, they haven't done that yet, but, they've already brought in field dirt. They brought in maybe about around 30 trucks of field dirt to be able to level off the turf. And then they compacted that as well, so that it holds a good shape and grade. And then, before they put in the seed, they're gonna till it, so that it softens up the dirt, just the top, and then they'll seed it. They have already, installed the 3 gazebos, they've installed the concrete, between them. They've, also did the loop on the west end of the park, that's been completed as well. The water line, connection has been brought in, it was a 2-inch line, and then they brought in, service taps to each of the little gazebos so they can wash, and we did put, we made a change order, a 0-cost change order, so I don't know if I'll present it as a change order, but, contractor asked if they could change the materials from asphalt to concrete on the sidewalks. We just asked that they keep the same width that we had originally had on the plans.
Okay.
And we asked that we keep it at a 0 cost, so we made that change. Yeah, that'll be, we'll have
I'm gonna need to meet with you, cause I have a local landscaping individual that is willing to, as long as I buy the material for the sprinkler system.
Okay.
He'll donate his work to the town.
That would be after the project.
That would be after the project,
Yeah,
yeah,
so,
sure.
but he needs to get dimensions and all that, so I need a copy of the.
We can provide them, we can figure it out.
I think the idea was for now, we were gonna have plenty of pressure and one large sprinkler.
Yes, so we can put in a.
No, he's gonna, as long as they buy the material, he'll come in and install it, and he's gonna donate some seed also for the grass and all that.
Okay, well then that would be really nice for that park, I think it's coming along.
We need to acknowledge someone that's willing to do that.
Well, to help out, so we didn't have enough funds to, it's very needed.
Right.
So we were gonna just install a big tripod with a big,
When we had the
generous.
We had the small rain last week, we already had a couple of four-wheelers get in there, so we're gonna be fencing it pretty soon. But, it's really well compacted when it's dry, so they don't really do anything to it, but once it gets a little bit wet, they go in there and try to, you know, just, I guess they feel it's fun, but sometimes it just, as soon as we install the meter and the valves, they had a vehicle drive right over it. I mean, like, you can see the tire track. It didn't damage it because it was very well compacted, so it didn't do anything to it, but I'm like, we gotta take care of our facilities, and we proposed, the meter to be inside the fenced area.
Yeah.
So when we put the fencing, more people come walk and they'll park their cars, they won't be parking over it. So then that should help out. But it's coming along really nice. All the water improvements have been done. This invoice is for, Muflon Oilfield Services, and it's for $30,796.24.
Motion by Commissioner Morales to approve, second by Commissioner Solis. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, now we've got, item number 23 is to review status of the Miraflores paving project. And we'll give it to them. You need to sign. You need to sign. You okay?
Yeah, I just.
You need this, or do we?
Yes, please.
You need help?
I'll just pass it on.
Dame la papa.
Thank you.
Oh, that hurt.
It
Oh,
just,
back
it
spasm?
gives
Oh.
the nerve. Man, that was painful.
That's
I know, really painful. The project on Miraflores paving is that's the one that we have from 10th Street going towards 13th. And the contractor's been working on the paving there. They've already relocated the water line. There was a 2-inch water line, there was a 2.5-inch water line that was in conflict. The county had approved a $10,000 change order on that. They've already made the taps and made the connections. So they're moving now along pretty quick. Thank you, I appreciate it.
You need to sit down?
Nah, that's okay. I'm holding on pretty good. So they're gonna be paving that pretty soon. So they want to get that one and Pelican Street ready to pave. Together. And so that one is it's basically the caliche has been compacted, the clearing and grubbing has been done, the subgrade has been done. They will repack the caliche right before they pave, because we got a little bit of rain, and then with the water line that they installed, you have a little bit of movement in there. So they'll repack that before we're done, before they come in and put the oil for the paving. They had a change order request, not a change order request, a invoice for this project on the items that are completed, which mainly was the completion of the flex space and the water installation services that we had improved. This was for $9,110.50.
Motion to approve.
Seconded.
So these, second by Commissioner Garza. So these reimbursements is my office handling these?
I'm gonna give them to Mr. Esther's working for the county on
Yes,
this
yes,
project.
okay.
So I'll get with this.
Because this is part of the TechDOT project, yeah.
Yeah, this is invoice number 2, and we're gonna be reimbursed for about $45,000 of it.
Yeah.
And, on this one, the Pelican and Ramirez, and, the second street
Yeah.
already completed.
That's fine.
Yeah, so, but I'll get with Mr. Esther so that we can, work with your office, Judge.
Okay,
to get
you got a
that.
motion and a second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Moving on to item number 24 is to review status of the Pelican paving project, and that one has been completed too, right? Okay, Pelican?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you.
On the Pelican Street, Judge, and Commissioners, there was, 2 invoices that, one of them was from last month. I didn't put the item on Commissioner's Court. So item number 1 is, invoice number 1, the one they're passing out right now. It was for the clearing and grubbing, the 6-inch of subgrade preparation, and the the traffic control items, and the mobilization. And so it was for a total of $24,243.22. That might already be on your approval of invoices that you already have, because it was submitted.
Is it there, Mr. Gonzalez?
Huh?
Mr. Gonzalez?
It was
I
on.
wanna say that it was in there.
On this one currently?
Yeah. And if it's not, well then, that's why I put it on the agenda, so, because I have that one and then
Well, once they approve it, I mean, we can,
Yeah, we can-
check. So
motion to
that's not
approve
a
it.
problem, once you approve it
Motion
here.
by Commissioner Mendoza to approve payment application number, is it number one? Or-
It's application number one, and then I have application number two, because that one was for last month, and then I have the one for,
Okay,
work from
so
last month to this month.
payment application number one, seconded by Commissioner Morales. And this is payment application number two.
Application number two was judged for the continuing of the subject preparation, pretty much. And we did meet with Mr. Trevino and his staff. We will need, some funds. I think that the county crew's gonna be doing that. But, to be able to do the relocation of the water line and the sewer services, I had estimated, because of the length of the line, is about right real close to 800 feet. And at that length, normally it's gonna cost about $16,000 for the water line. And then I figures the services for the sewer on two properties that are there, maybe an additional 4. I was looking at maybe 20, but this will be mostly done by county crews.
So this one, application number two is for the 13-019.10?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Judge, so I'll modify the motion and we'll put them together for, it's the same project. So the total for the two amounts is $37,262.32.
Motion by Commissioner Mendoza, seconded by Commissioner Morales, and, to approve payment applications, for the, Pelican Street from Crow Street to Peacock. And this is, the vendor is Muflon Oilfield Services, for $37,000, what did you say?
$262.32.
$262.32. And of course, I think each commissioner is gonna receive, out of our TechStop grant, about 40,000?
45.
45.
Yeah,
So we are contributing a considerable amount to each project, but these are good projects, so out of pocket, we're gonna be about, about 8,000 for each project.
For each project, yes, because, we have already completed, Second Street.
Yes.
And that one was right around $80,000.
Yes.
We're doing, Ramirez, Pelican, and.
Right,
you
so
know, Flores.
Ramirez will be pending, yeah.
And those three are right around 100 to 120 each.
Yeah, okay.
And so then those are, they're coming
And
right now.
And I know I talked to you last week, and we're looking at applying for other grants as well for paving
For
of
paving.
streets and all that.
There is, TDA does have, when they do their grants, if we don't have any more areas that we can do, water line improvements, we can do, some paving. And I know that in another community, we applied for paving, and they're gonna get funded.
From TDA?
From TDA, on the Colonia. We just need to then look at the, benefit areas.
We still have significant projects, water projects that we're
Yes.
doing, so
Yeah.
it'll be a while.
Yeah, so we'll check with TechStop.
Are we good with our, you kind of reminded me, TDA, we've got a deadline February 1st, are we at?
Yeah, I've talked to them this morning and they're aiming for that, that's what they're shooting for.
Yeah, our independent audit, for the fiscal year 22, there's a deadline of February 1st. If we're not compliant by February the 1st, these projects might be,
Delayed?
Well, not delayed, just totally canceled.
Cancel, and I've been stressing that to them. So.
That's 9 days from today. So.
Yes, and we've been, reminding the auditor and the other, departments, they are requesting information, and, we need to completely comply. I think they're at the point where they're going back and forth, making calls, with the auditor, seeing what their need, but, yes, I've been stressing, with our auditor and our consultant that the deadline, if it's not here, we don't comply with it, we will be losing several $1 million of TDA funding.
It's a hard deadline too, it's the first, there's no.
Yeah, there's no
extensions.
But they will have it this week?
Well, that's what they're shooting for, I don't, that's,
You know, I know we've been having these conversations since November, when we decided to move forward.
Right.
With these projects, with the bidding of,
the booster station.
booster
And we've been
station.
stressing that since November, December with everybody, so, since November, yeah.
Certainly,
So, but we haven't gotten any commitment from the accountants that they will meet the deadline?
No, because they are dependent on our departments to turn in the necessary materials, and we've been struggling. There are departments that don't have the documentation on time. And in fact, I had a conversation with an elected official this morning about they're needing, the minutes of meetings, from the Commissioners Court. And, I mentioned that how important it is to have those minutes prepared on a timely basis, and right now, we're scrambling to provide them to them. But I didn't need those minutes today. I mean, we needed them, you know, a couple of months ago.
November.
But nothing seems to be, urgent, and it's disappointing. The departments year after year, it's the same thing. We never turn anything on time. And, mainly the larger departments, which most of the revenues go to, like, we haven't been able to receive our reimbursement of OLS. Why? We won't turn in the necessary documentation. Time and again, so it might hurt us, once again. We'll see if we'll have the audit by the 1st, but, it certainly be, on everyone's, shoulders, for not complying, all of us. The court for not, urging or, for the departments to bring the documents in on time, and especially for those elected officials who seem to not wanna, pressure and urge their employees to be compliant. The state is not gonna forgive those deadlines.
And then we're on the hook for that money.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are projects that are already.
Well, those projects will be derailed, they'll be canceled. We can't afford to do a booster station, and it'll be sad, for the community, for those areas that we're gonna see these improvements. I've been, you know, year after year, it seems like I say the same thing, but we won't comply with timelines. Timelines are not important to many departments. It's incredible. Okay, moving on. But that's where we're at. We've got this week. I told, you know, Mary Jane that we needed those minutes a couple of weeks ago, and I talked to her this morning again. She doesn't have them, and now we need them. We need them yesterday so we can get them to the auditors so they can tell us, okay, they can put everything together. We don't have them. That's where we're at. Okay.
One last item.
Number 25 is to review status of the Sheriff's Office project.
Judge and Commissioners, on this project, the court awarded to Premier Engineering to start on that work. We've already done all the survey work for we don't have existing plans of the facility, so we surveyed all the interior offices so that when the dispatch area gets moved out, then they can be reconfigured to serve the Sheriff's Office needs, where they have to have interview rooms, and they have to have the investigator areas, they have to have certain areas to keep artifacts or materials that are needed. We're just gonna update it with the grant that the county was able to get, and on this project, there is gonna be a requirement for us to get an ACPM report. We don't do those, but we can coordinate with the county to get that. The ACPM report is for the asbestos, and we usually contact.
I think we should, because they're not that old of a building.
It's not that old of a building, but the architect was telling me that we kind of need to do it, and I was like, okay, well, if we need to do it, we'll get it done. It's not real expensive, but we'll coordinate to get.
I did, you know, since the county hired Premier Engineering to do the project, I did urge, Mr. Manuel Gonzalez to move, quicker, to put this project, on the front line and see if we can move faster on it. Being the fact that, OLS monies, there are, monies that we have budgeted, as part of the county match. This was an original earmark from the federal government. Congressman Cuellar's help. I think it's $600,000 earmark, but the county did have a match of $500,000. And in order to utilize some of those funds that may be available, We need to spend or allocate those monies, by the end of August. And, so I asked, Mr. Gonzalez to put it on the fast track so we can.
Are we on pace to accomplish the August deadline?
With the,
With the
well,
allocation
if we,
of funds.
if we obligate those funds, yes.
Oh, as long as there's an obligation, doesn't have to be the actual
Right,
expenditure.
we can obligate those
Okay.
funds, so, that's, I'd like to be under the construction phase as early as we can, with that project, so we can utilize, I think there's $250,000 that'll help us with our match. They have been tentatively approved, by the governor's office, but we haven't gotten a final approval of our budget because we can't seem to get all the documents in place, and it's frustrating. We just can't get them in place. I think we finally, this past week, we were finally able to get to those reports that were lacking, and hopefully now this week we'll get final approval to get moving on that and get that reimbursement.
So on that, Judge, I'm gonna go ahead and coordinate the sub-consultant for the ACDM report, so they can go ahead and get that done. And we're also gonna get the architect that's working on the fire station, work on this one as well. He'll be submitting, he'll be meeting with the sheriff and the staff, and then we'll be submitting his application. It'll be within the grant funds that are allocated, but we'll have him already moving on that as well.
So we don't have any documentation stating that it's asbestos free, by any chance? When was this building built? Because I know that.
I don't know when the building was built. I would assume it was like in the 80s. Because we used to have the old courthouse and we had the annex, and then they built the jail when they demolished the old courthouse. So I thought maybe it was in maybe the late 80s. It may be clear, but I don't have a report that says that it is. And
Because usually with the new construction that we're getting, we get a certificate that they didn't need anything with asbestos, so.
yeah, this is an older building, so.
I'm not sure when it was constructed. I mean, it's not from the 60s or 70s.
No, it's from the 80s and 90s, and so I'm hopeful that they can do their, and if they do their study and they do find anything, well then they'll just remediate it and remove. Usually it's on the tiles, the glue that they would use for the tiles, the old type tiles, that usually had some in it, and then also sometimes on the ceiling cookies, some of it also had.
If it's a regular size tile nowadays, they probably won't have it, it's the little ones that used to have these asbestos way back.
And that's where we're hoping. We just need to be able to comply with that requirement and get that done. And just want to bring it before the court and let you know that we can pay for it within the grant funds, but that's not something that we do as a service.
Correct.
So we'll get them to do
So
that.
there's no invoices to approve on this, Mr. Lopez?
Not this time.
Okay, just an update, okay.
Just an update.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No
You get
action.
better. No action.
No action, Judge.
Okay.
No.
Item number 26 is to approve the use of Zapata Community Center on February the 13th, 2024 for a forum sponsored by Zapata County News and Amistad Home Health.
Good morning, Judge.
Morning,
and
Karen.
Commissioners.
Good morning.
My name is Karen.
Any questions?
No, I think this is a biannual event, so I think I appreciate your paper conducting these forums. I think it's important for the voters to get out there and hear the candidates, so.
Motion to approve.
It's a good effort, Karen. A motion to approve by Commissioner Solis, we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Morales, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. And I certainly want to thank Mr. and Mrs. Gatsa for sponsoring from Amistad Home Health. They're always been very generous. Yes, okay, for sponsoring the event. Thank you. Item number 27 is to approve the use of Zapata Community Center for the Winter Texan and Senior Citizen Appreciation Day, sponsored by the Zapata County Chamber of Commerce. Doors open at 9 a.m.
We had scheduled this for the 22nd, but I noticed it's not on the agenda.
So you need it for the 22nd.
Yes.
And that
it
date
had
has been
I
confirmed
had talked to Laura, that had been approved for the 22nd.
for February the 22nd.
Which is a Thursday.
February the 22nd. And that has been confirmed that it's available?
Yes. I do have some questions. I was told that as far as the sheriff's department, okay, we're in the middle of a election.
February 22nd.
Okay, but as long as they don't bring in re-elect, elect, or anything, I'm gathering that this is not allowed.
Yeah, well, there shouldn't be any election
But like
type
the
of
sheriff's
activities
office,
going.
that's what I was
So that-
trying to tell her.
Any political propaganda.
Yes, as long as they're there, you know, because we have quite a few that's probably gonna be there.
Well, it's
that's
open to
running
the
for
public,
office.
I assume.
It's a public event.
Yes.
I mean,
They're just-
anybody can go.
Anybody can go,
Any of the
but,
candidates could show up and say hello and
yeah, they just can't have,
pass out,
Flyers.
Political
flyers
signs.
or anything like
Right.
that.
The platforms.
Okay, I wanted to make sure of that.
well, yeah, we don't allow any, politicking on county property, so.
No, no, yeah, I agree with that, I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
So we're all clear with that,
And for the
So,
record.
so what you're saying is, you're gonna allow departments to have booths there?
yes,
County departments?
yes,
Okay.
cause was it last year's that?
Well, yeah, last year there was.
Every year. We have-
Every year.
we have-
Every year.
Counselor, do you have any input on this?
Judge, if it's serving a public purpose, Judge, if it's giving out information, let's say from law enforcement to hotlines and things like that, I mean, it's a public purpose, Judge, you know. So
But-
it should be fine. As far as
Well,
other,
so there may be some candidates that are not affiliated with the county as of now? And
Right.
what if they would like to set up a booth and say?
well,
this is
if
me?
they're being asked to go there, Judge, I mean, as long as they're there in a capacity that's serving some type of, if they're advertising their business or something like that,
Advertising.
you know, then that should be fine, Judge. Just, there has to be a clear delineation between being there for your own political purposes and, you know, advertising your candidacy or whatever, and that is something that's strictly prohibited by the,
So maybe we should allow the departments, but not the department head, or those that are running for office? Because we're gonna get, I'm sure I'll get calls from those candidates that are not affiliated with the county, say, okay, but you're still allowing,
well, Judge, if they're elected official already and they are serving already the public in their post, they could technically have one there if they're fulfilling a part of function of their office. Like, let's say me, for example.
Okay, so-
I'm technically on the ballot, though, you know, I'm unopposed. If I'm there and I'm offering them services about how we, or information about adult care or things like that, or hotlines for them to call should there be senior citizens who are being.
well, then I think we should open the doors to everyone and say they can promote their business.
And Judge, so the issue comes where Karen wasn't asked to not have any elected officials that are running for office there. And which, in my opinion, it's a public place.
Yes.
And as long as we don't
Well,
have
I
anybody
just think we need, if we're gonna allow that, I think we should allow all candidates
Any business.
that can offer their businesses, whatever
any
they do.
business, any public office.
That's what
as
we
well.
do, we have booths for businesses there.
So we just wanted to clear it off for the record, because, I mean, ultimately, the chamber has the
So-
offering,
So
whether
is the
we offer or
chamber
not.
operational?
Yes,
what?
The chamber,
Yeah, we're still working at it.
how many board members are active?
Six.
Six.
we're trying to work, we're trying to make it work.
We're trying to work without the county's funds.
Well, you know.
That's what we're trying to do. So,
Yes.
We just want you to let us work, that's what we want. We wanna work the chamber, we wanna be able to advocate and service the businesses that we provide services to.
Yeah, and I think that's all we want, all of us would like, for the chamber to work, but also, I think, there is a responsibility that comes along with running the chamber, that hasn't been met, and hasn't been met, by the current board. We've had to
Which
hold you in
is-
contempt of court for not providing documents.
Well, we provided what we had.
No, you didn't provide what
Yes,
you
we
had,
did.
you provided what you wanted to provide.
I don't think this is the the proper time to
No,
talk about it.
we're talking about
but-
the chamber requesting the
Yes.
county, to allow you to use something, one of our facilities, when you haven't been compliant with the request, that this court, issued.
I don't agree with that. I'm sorry, because
We
we
had-
did provide the
So
documents.
you don't think, holding in contempt is not, you're not in agreement that you will
No,
not
don't
participate?
change the words. I'm saying that we're trying to work, we're trying to make it work. We're a different board.
No,
Why
you're
don't you
not,
hold
it's the
accountable
same
the board
board,
that did
it's the same
whatever they
board
did, what you
that
did?
was non-compliant for many, in fact, obstructive, I would say would be the word, for many months on receiving, providing information that was requested lawfully by this commissioner's court.
For the
We
record.
finally had to hold you in contempt for one board member to step up and provide the information that was requested more than 2 years ago. I don't see that as being cooperative. And I don't see
No.
how any of the board members
I-
that are currently serving there can say, yes, in good faith, we want the county to support us, when all I've seen from the current board is non-compliance and obstruction.
Don't try to change things around, and may I speak?
You can
Okay.
speak, but that's
No,
reality.
sir, please. The board, the situation, the documents for which you're requesting was in a time when there was a different board. We're all new board members. You're trying to gather stuff from us that we don't know existed. Why don't you hold accountable the
Mr.
previous board?
Peña, we are holding you up, the board, the current board had the ability to retrieve that information because within a few weeks of us requesting that information and holding you in contempt, we received the entire information from one board member who took the contempt charge seriously and provided that information that was requested more than 2 years ago.
We don't know what she submitted, we don't know what she gathered, we don't know if those are official
We
documents.
have provided you with the
No, you have
documents,
not.
a document
You have
list.
not. It's been on Facebook, we don't know if those are official or not. What I submitted, I considered official. That's what I submitted, what was given to me from,
I know
at that time.
you hand delivered those documents to me.
Yes, to you.
Yeah.
And whether they were fraudulent or not, that is not for me to inspect. How do I know, how do we know that that other board member didn't falsify those documents and submit them like they were
Weren't you
original?
the president? The chairman
Well,
of
am
the
I
board?
supposed to scrutinize every time somebody gives me a paper and I'm supposed to say, I suspect this is fraudulent?
We'll
So,
see.
Judge,
I just saw what was turned into me.
And you didn't see what I turned into you. You only saw what the other board member turned into you.
No, I
What
saw
was
what you
convenient
turned
to you.
into me, and then I saw the official
sir.
documents.
I spent a whole day in the office. Mary Plattner and her staff spent a whole day in the office. We couldn't find anything with 22. I mean,
I can tell you, that information was provided without any, difficulty. Y'all just
Well-
weren't trying. In fact, you were, trying, I would hear comments that, this, everything's okay, there's nothing here, it just is political. Fine, you can make those comments, but the court requested a certain set of documents that you wouldn't provide.
That we
We had
provided,
to
but
hold you
you
in
consider
contempt,
not
we had
correct.
to hold you in contempt until one board member stepped up and said, you know what? I take this contempt charge seriously and provided all the documents that we have been requesting for years.
Well, we don't know what she turned in, we don't know if she did or not. If any, as far as we know, she probably broke into someone's account fraudulently.
and we did change the lock and hand the keys over to the sheriff's department. The police officer was it for you?
No, I took the keys.
Okay, but it was open for anybody to go in there and look.
Yeah. Well, we received the information that we wanted, but I don't see how, we can have any confidence, or I can have any confidence in the current board members because you were.
And we don't need your confidence.
Yes, but you use a
But
county facility,
we-
Mr.
we
Peña.
serve, yes.
And so, yes, you're
But
asking
there's also
for
four more.
county facility.
So if we pay for the community center, how much
I
would we
think
be
that would
charged?
be more proper, yes.
I would rather pay.
$900.
$900?
Because it's a fee.
Okay. But we still can have Thursday the 22nd.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
If it's
We're trying to
available, right?
become
If it's
self-sustainable in a way as far away from the county as we can.
Well, then, maybe you should look for another occupancy
We will
building.
try, yes.
Okay, that'd be great, because as long as the current board, which I saw, being an obstacle to, moving this county forward and the chamber forward, yes,
No.
as long as I'm here, I will not
No.
support any of y'all, being part of the chamber.
Yeah, and that's fine, and we accept that. But for the record, we tried to
No,
work
you
with
didn't,
you.
Joe.
Karen visited you, I visited you.
Y'all
and it
didn't
was
try,
same
the
response,
county had to hold you in contempt for y'all to try.
Which I disagreed with that as
No,
well.
no, I met with you before.
Yes.
Okay. Motion to approve the use of community center for $900 on February
Motion by
22nd.
Commissioner Solis, is there a second? I'll second that. Second by Commissioner Garza. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item number 28, to request the use of the Romeo Flores Park, April the 13th, 2024, for the low gear benefit car show.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Mendoza, second by Commissioner Morales. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item number 29 is to request the use of the hotel motel funds for Zapata County Fair. Mr. Jaime Guerra? Yes.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Morning, Councilman.
Morning.
Sorry, guys, but I kind of printed out the proposal, it's a little bit long, but I stapled it to make it a little bit easier.
Thank you, Jaime.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, first of all, gentlemen, I just wanna say thank you for making time to see me. Before we start, we are somewhat of a new board, right? We've only been here for about 2 years. A lot of the past board members have stepped down, and because of that, we've kind of accepted a new mission statement as well. So this time I'd like to read it to you all.
Sure.
At the Zapata County Fair Association, we are dedicated to fostering responsible stewardship, nurturing personal growth, and cultivating community connections. Rooted in our core values of responsibility, competition, financial sense, leadership, and relationship, we are committed to making a meaningful impact on the lives of the youth and the broader community. Our mission is to instill valuable life lessons in the hearts and minds of young individuals, emphasizing the importance of consistent care, attention to detail, and empathy through their interactions with their projects or their livestock. Through this hands-on experience, we aim to teach them not only the fundamentals of livestock care, but also the principles of hard work, dedication, and the significance of advocating for healthy and sustainable livestock production. Embracing the values of healthy competition and sportsmanship, we guide our participants to understand the value of resilience and perseverance, whether in victory or defeat. By engaging in friendly rivalry, they learn to handle success with humility and challenges with determination, nurturing their character for a lifetime. Our dedication to financial sense is reflected in the lessons we impart about the responsible management of resources. By delving into the expenses associated with raising livestock, we encourage awareness, accountability, effective record keeping, and valuable skills that extend beyond the fairground. As champions of leadership and relationship, we provide an inclusive and nurturing environment that fosters growth and camaraderie. Our nonprofit foundation is built on the generosity of volunteers who selflessly contribute their time and effort to shape tomorrow's leaders. Through mentorship and shared experiences, we empower the youth to develop their leadership potential and establish enduring connections within the community. Our goal extends beyond the fair itself. As an association, we aspire to generate positive change and support the growth of Zapata County. By educating the youth and involving the public in our mission, we contribute to the local economy through increased tourism, hotel stays, and patronage of local eateries. With a focus on education, character building, and community enrichment, we strive to be a beacon of positive influence in the Zapata County and beyond. Together, we work to inspire young minds, enrich lives, and sow the seeds of brighter futures for our youth and community. Also, gentlemen, with you, board, I'd also like to introduce them. They're not here today, it's just me. But the 2024 Zapata County Fair Board officers, our president, Mr. Rafael Garcia, is also in charge of the entertainment committee. First, the vice president, and that's me, I'm gonna go. I'm also in charge of the advertising committee chairperson, and I'm also also kind of sponsorships as well. Second Vice President, Mr. Jose Quintanilla, he's our Beverage Hills Committee Chairperson. Treasurer is Mr. Eddie Martinez Jr. Secretary is Mrs. Tammy Rodriguez. Besides that, our 2024 Zapata County Fair board members are going to be Douglas Gonzalez, who's in charge of the auction, Hector Garcia, who's in charge of safety, Javi Flores, who's in charge of the cook-off, Ana Delgado, who's in charge of vendors, Nina Gutierrez, who's in charge of Queens, Junior Bowl Team, and the parade, and Mr. Carlos Sainz, who's a livestock community member and a valuable asset to our board. What I included here was the 2023 Zapata County Fair advertisement plan. This was from Graffiti. This is the one that you guys approved last year. As you guys can see, we have Radio La Patrona, which is 107.5 McAllen for 1,000. Radio United, La Bay, La Lupe, and Super Tejano for 5,955. Big Buck 98.1 and Z93 Tejano for 6,000. And then we also ventured into iHeartRadio for 1,652 for KTEX, 1,000 for KRSYS, and 926 for KSAB. Now, this area included areas in Corpus, Kingsville, and Hebron, and La Patrona, and all the stations in the valley, kind of went all the way up to South Island Avenue. So what we ended up forming last year was a triangle that forms from Laredo to the left, all the way to Zapata, is kind of the center point to the islands, all the way up to Corpus, and moving downwards.
That's quite an outreach, yes.
We're trying to keep it.
Get it out there.
Now, additional fees for Phoenix advertisement design services for 3,700, radio production fee for 800, and website development for 1,900. So total for that was going to be 22,933. However, this year we are deciding not to go with graffiti's. For the amount that we paid, we feel that we were underserviced, especially when it came to the radio stations and the additional fees that you mentioned. For the advertisement design services such as full coverage of the fair for 2 days, right, that was not fulfilled by him. The coverage of the Queens and other royalty was also not covered. Coverage of the dignitary breakfast and function was not covered. Parade interviews, awards, and performances were also not covered. Radio production fee was more my part that I had to do. So I couldn't really depend on Graffiti's for that, even though we paid them for that service. And on top of that, website development, even though we paid for the updates, hosting, metrics, and security, never once did I receive metrics, and never once was I able to actually add updates, except for one time, and it took me several times to actually do that. So because of that, guys, flipping over to page 5. Well, on top of that, the additional fees of 850 for the ZCF Laredo Media Tour, right? This was about 850. Again, this is something that I also had organized. So even though we paid them $850, we really didn't do much. So that total was 23,783 that you all granted us last year. For this year, guys, for the 2024 Zapata County Fair advertising plan, this is page 6. We have decided to go local. Instead of advocating for someone who's in the Laredo area or the San Antonio area, now we want to give someone from Zapata County the chance. And for that, that's going to be Spotlight Media with Mr. Jose Murillo and Birmingham. Now they submitted a proposal here, and their introduction shows that they are going to cover our Queens contest, the live bands, the barbecue cook-off, the trail ride, the mud and bus, and the roping events. And of course, they're also going to help us with advertisements that occur on Facebook and all other social media platforms. Technical setup, their equipment is expensive, but they offer some of the best here in Zapata County, and therefore we're going to utilize them. They will offer us high definition cameras and professional audio equipment. One of our main goals for this year is live streaming some of the events for some of the people that can't make it out to our events, such as the Queens contest, the cook-off, and so on. In addition, they're also going to help us with the pre-event hype. Now this is marketing and promotion. They have helped us already quite a bit with formation of flyers and formation of ideas that kind of help us into the advertising. Social media management. Again, they're doing live updates, behind the scenes content, and audience engagements once we start this live stream. Audience interactions, they're going to have a lot of Q&As with the Queens. That's going to bring some of the people from the outside inside and try to get that kind of interaction. They're also going to perform highlight reels and also give us thank you messages at the end of each event. Flipping over, they also included an itemized operational cost for Spotlight Media. The Queens contest is going to charge $8,000. Social media management and promo is $1,000 starting in January. Media Day, which is when we travel to Laredo and Cali, is going to charge us $2,000. The county fair days is $4,000, and this is going to include Thursday, Friday, and also Saturday. Thursday and Friday will be 8 hours, and Saturday will be 18 hours. That amount of the proposal is going to charge $8,000, but for us here, we're going to charge us a grand total of $15,000 for spotlight. In addition to that, guys, I also have to include some type of radio advertisement. So for that, we're gonna go with Big Buck 98.1 and Z93 Tejano, which are the biggest radio stations that we have on the radio. They're going to include 75 promotions, 60-second spots per week per station for 4 weeks, 75 promotions, live promotions per week per station for 4 weeks, ticket giveaways, 2 live remote sponsor locations. This is going to be at Cavender's Western Wear and also Casa Raúl Western Wear. They're going to give us 2 hours of remote from the event, whether it's going to be the parade, whether it's going to be the days at the fair itself. They're also going to host the parade themselves, MC, and they are also going to host the jalapeno bean contest, veto contest, and tight bean contest. Their estimated value was $20,000. I was able to work out a deal with them, and they were able to give it to me for $6,000. Now the radio advertisement is a little bit small. We'll get to that in a little bit. But for the website development, again, Graffitics was the one that was hosting our domain, and after last year's kind of, I guess, relationship with them, we just decided not to go with them. So there was another company that actually reached out to us from Laredo. They're called Bro Laredo Website Development That Works. And they've been around since 2009, and they specialize in website design, digital media marketing, search engine optimization, and community engagement. That way, when anyone searches for Zapata County Fair, searches for barbecue, cook-off, searches off for trail ride, we're the first ones to show up on. The proposal for them includes project initiation and planning, the design stage, the development stage, the content and SEO implementation, which is again that search engine optimization, website testing, adjustments and final review, and of course that monthly maintenance and training. That way I can access the website as well. That would be a total of $2,450. Now going back to the radio, if you look at last year's proposal, right, we ended up going all the way from Big Buck Z93 all the way to McAllen for radio itself. But this year I just decided that Big Buck 98.1 and Z93 should be it for radio. Because as most people know, when you get in the car, are you really listening to the radio? Not so much, right? You kind of connect to Spotify, you connect to Apple Music, maybe YouTube Music.
Well, the younger generation for sure. I still listen to the radio.
We still listen to the radio.
but I get where you go, yeah.
You'd be surprised how much the reach is for social media. So with that, I wanted to set aside $5,000 or an additional $5,000. That way I can advertise on social media for Facebook and Instagram via their meta platforms, TikTok, Snapchat, YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Music.
I think that's a good investment. Yes.
I think everyone has a Facebook account. We'll maybe get a little bit too addicted to it at times.
Yeah, that would be a good investment, I think so.
For the entire proposal, would be $28,450. It's a little bit more from last year, but I think going local and going more into the social media realms, I think it's a better investment.
I'm glad y'all are doing that. Thank you for the detailed presentation on exactly where these monies that we are responsible for are going to be spent. I think, given the fact that your fair was very successful your first year and beginning with very difficult circumstances, I commend you and the board members for coming forward, stepping up, and being upfront and I guess transparent with the court on every aspect of your event. So, you know, the hotel motel funds are available for these types of events. And certainly, I think everything you presented to us qualifies for approval from the county.
As the judge mentioned, it was a very detailed report, so I want to also thank you for that. I'll make the motion to approve Zapata County Fair, the use of $28,450 for hotel motel funds.
Motion by Commissioner Solis, second by Commissioner Mendoza. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Thank you, Mr. Reyes.
Thank you, Mr. Guerrero. We appreciate you.
Also, sir, some important dates. January 24th is upcoming Wednesday's media reception at 6:30 at the IUCN. So while you guys are invited to show up, there's free food.
What time is that?
6:30. And then February 4th, that's gonna be our 50th Queens contest in junior royalty.
50th, wow.
It's gonna be a big one. So hopefully you guys can make it. Y'all got free tickets to that free
chairs up in
We'll be
front and
there.
center, so.
I can keep taking care of it. We'll be there.
We've communicated with Ms. Nina, with the, again, already.
Thank you,
Thank you. We've got some, street lights for, 21st in Delmar, 25th in Alamo, and 27th in Brazos.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Solis, seconded by Commissioner Gatsa. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Moving on to resolutions and proclamations, 31, to approve resolution in support of Frontline Wellness Program fiscal year 2025. And then 32 is to approve resolution in support of Operation Mind Guard fiscal year 2025. 33 is to approve resolution in support of Crime Victims Program fiscal year 2025. And 34 is to approve resolution in support of Rifle Resistant Body Armor Grant, fiscal year 2024.
Motion to approve resolutions 31 through 34, Judge, as presented.
Motion by Commissioner Mendoza, seconded by Commissioner Solis. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
What is Operation Mind Guard?
So Operation Mind Guard is a grant program from the Office of the Governor to provide mental health services to, peace officers.
Peace officers. Like involved in shootings or just in all?
In any, there's, for the record.
One of them says people audits and the other one's better, doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Provide a confidential, specialized, evidence-based approach to treating and reducing stress for officers and first responders.
I see. Okay, thank you.
Motion to adjourn. Motion by Commissioner Solis to adjourn.
I'll
Seconded by Commissioner Morales. We are now adjourned. Thank you, gentlemen.
They're trying to establish your file label.
Where's the board?
Establish your file label.